Morning arrived gently over the quiet village. Boda-bodas passed through the dusty road as women swept outside their homes and shop owners prepared for another ordinary day. But for Amani, nothing felt ordinary anymore. While her friends laughed and joked around her, she carried something nobody truly understood: a silver flute hidden carefully inside a wrapped cloth bag. Brian teased her the way he always did. Nyeri laughed loudly beside him, and Tariq watched quietly, noticing the sadness Amani tried so hard to hide. Every evening, she disappeared to the river, alone. And deep down, they all knew something about her had started changing. Far away from the noise of the village, the river became Amani's only place of peace. Under the shade of an old tree, she carefully unwrapped the ancient silver flute. The moment her fingers touched it, the wind softened around her. Then she played. A haunting melody floated through the air, like a forgotten memory. But suddenly, the birds scattered, the wind shifted violently, and the river itself seemed to react to the sound. A voice suddenly emerged behind her. A stranger. Tall, calm, mysterious. His name was Kai, and the moment he saw the flute, fear crossed his face. He warned Amani that the melody she played was dangerous. At first, she laughed it off. How could music possibly bring danger? But Kai's eyes carried the kind of fear that couldn't be faked. And before leaving, he gave her one warning she could not ignore. Be careful who hears you play. That afternoon, the village marketplace remained lively and full of noise. Vendors shouted across the streets. Children ran between the stalls. Brian joked endlessly while Nyeri laughed beside him. But Amani couldn't stop thinking about Kai's warning. When she finally admitted someone had seen the flute, Tariq immediately became concerned. Even Brian, who joked about everything, suddenly looked uneasy, because everyone in the village knew one thing. There was something strange about that flute. That evening, fear spread through the village. Around a large fire, the villagers gathered as Mzee Barasa addressed the crowd. The river was shrinking. Animals were dying. Children had started falling sick, and nobody understood why. The elder warned everyone not to walk alone after dark. But hidden in the shadows nearby, Kai listened silently, because unlike the others, he already knew the danger had arrived. Later that night, silence filled Amani's small home. The lantern light flickered softly across the walls as Mama Amani watched her daughter carefully. She noticed how tightly Amani held onto the silver flute, and for the first time, fear appeared in her eyes too, because even she could feel it. Something had awakened. As thunder rolled across the sky, Kai pointed toward the river, and Amani froze. The water was turning black, slowly, unnaturally, as if darkness itself was spreading through it. Moments later, Jerry and Tariq came running toward them in fear. The entire village had started gathering near the river, and panic was beginning to spread. Villagers stood frozen in terror as they stared at the black river. Fear filled the air. Nobody understood what they were witnessing. Then suddenly, the silver flute in Amani's hands began glowing brightly. Kai's face turned pale, and from deep within the darkness, a whisper echoed across the wind. Play the melody. Even the bravest villagers became silent, because whatever spoke from the river was real. Without warning, the river exploded. A giant wave rose violently into the air as villagers screamed and ran for safety. Tariq grabbed Amani's hand, trying desperately to pull her away, but she couldn't move, because rising slowly from the dark water was a shadow. Massive, terrifying, ancient. Lightning flashed across the sky as the glowing flute shined brighter than ever before. And beside her, Kai whispered the words that changed everything. They found the kingdom.